So we're here, sunny Boulder, plain March.
Yeah.
Summer?
Right now it's spring. Well, right now it feels like summer in the sun, but I mean, I think it's gonna be winter the rest of the week.
Awesome. So here with Trevor Foley to get to know him a bit better. We've been here for just one day. We managed to get him in the agenda to get to know Trevor a bit better. Trevor, how old are you? Where are you from? How'd you start the sport? Give us a basic background.
So I'm 25 years old. I'm turning 26 at the end of June. This will be my fourth professional triathlon season, fifth triathlon season. My first year as a professional was 2022. I did one 70.3 at the end of 2021 as a pro, but like first year was 22, 23, and 24. Fourth year as a pro. Focusing on like the half and full Ironmans. I'm from Tampa, Florida, which is like central Florida. Born and raised in Florida my whole life. Had a scholarship and ran track at the University of Florida. One of the best track and cross-country programs in the nation. I ran there for 3 years. Long story short, was running 100, 110 miles a week like every other distance runner.
Nice.
Trying to just be a professional runner. I ran 3:43 and 14:01 in the 5K at 19 years old. So quite good. But I was pre-super shoes too. I don't have super shoes. I have to say that. Ended up breaking my foot though. And then
Stress fracture?
Stress fracture in my fourth metatarsal, and was just stubborn and kept running through it and just cracked it really nicely. And then about a month later, COVID happened. Bought a Wahoo kicker, bought a road bike.
So you're a COVID triathlete.
Yeah, COVID triathlete, and just started Zwifting the house down and watching Lionel Sanders videos and stuff, and I was quite hooked, and that's kind of the short story. Yeah.
So you were watching Lionel Sanders while you were beginning your triathlon journey, and then that also happened to be your next step.
Yeah. So I raced. Let's see. I started during COVID. This was when the big PTO Daytona race was happening at the end of COVID. They were putting out a ton of content like the PTO, Lionel, and I just bought this Wahoo kicker and I was watching these videos Lionel was doing, and I was just doing hit I would see him do 330 watts and I'd be like, okay, I'll just ride at 330 watts. And I would just do that. And some of my first rides were nuts. I would just ride for 4 hours, 300 watts, and not even know that was
Holy shit.
Good. And so I started doing that, and then I just kind of did that on the side. I did one more year on the team through 2021, and then really that was the end of my junior year, 3 years on the team, and I was like, I think I really like triathlon. I really like biking. I was kind of burnt out of running.
Still in college?
Yeah, still in college. So I was 20 basically at the time. Obviously, took that sophomore season off, moved back to Tampa, worked a part-time job, did online school just because of COVID and stuff. And then did one more year on the team, and then I was like, I think I just want to try Ironman, and so I did a 70.3 at the end of 2021. It was the one with Lionel.
But you never
I did
it
one
as an amateur.
I did one sprint distance triathlon earlier that March. It was an ITU race. It was called an elite development race where it's the best U25 amateurs. They race in Claremont, and the top 3 people get their pro card. So I just signed up for that, won the race, got my pro card, and then just did pro. So I've never really done an amateur race. It's kind of crazy.
Was anyone in your family involved in
No.
any sports?
My dad raced motocross, and that was about it. He raced it pretty competitively. But yeah, my sister, she just we lived on a farm. She kind of just did her own thing. But yeah, no one really in my family did sports. I just I don't know. I just had a niche for it. I started at a really young age and really liked it. And
how young did you start track?
I started running at the age of 12 in 6th grade.
Awesome.
I ran 5:07 in the mile in 6th grade, and then got a private running coach through middle school and whatnot, and started taking it really seriously. And
so your parents were on board as well?
Yeah, super supportive. They didn't know anything about running, but they were just
okay. He looks to be good.
Yeah, they were like, oh, you got to go to a track meet. Sure, they'll drive me. It's all good. But I remember my seventh grade year, so my second year in middle school, I was 13 years old. I ran 4 4:40 in the mile that year. And I think it was the fastest time in the nation that year for a 7th grader. And we had no idea until like later in the summer. Someone was like, "That's pretty good." And I was like, "Oh, we don't even know. We're just from a small town."
Cool.
Yeah, we were like, "Great." And then went to high school and went to a bunch of different high schools, just coaching issues and stuff. I had a good private running coach as a child, like as a kid. But then I ended up just coaching myself through high school. And now as a professional, I've just kind of always been self-coached.
So you've always known how to like format a training program yourself.
Yeah, kind of.
You also have a training business now, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I was from just a really, like I say I'm from Tampa. I'm from about 40 minutes north of Tampa.
Okay.
Really small town. Not a lot going on, just in the middle of the country.
What's it called?
Hernando County.
County.
Yeah, Brooksville, Florida. And just not a lot of money in that area. So the coaching staff education system's like so.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of realized I did want to go to college, and the only way I was going to go to college was running. So I just kind of really started, going on LetsRun.com, reading FlowTrack articles. I'd watch, all the training videos and just learning all this stuff. I'd sit in class all day and just write training programs, and just like that's all I would do.
Awesome.
It's just write training programs, and would coach myself, and it was going really good. I mean, I won five Florida State championships in high school. It was great, and then just transitioned to college. Had a good college coach.
Your plan was to go to college, then maybe become a pro.
Become a pro runner, pursue like the Olympic dream, stuff like that.
But COVID hit, and then
COVID hit, and
you fractured your foot.
Fractured my foot. Found out I was really good at biking. Like I think my first power test ever, I did 460 watts for 5 minutes and 380 watts for 20 minutes. Like I had never rode before ever. I'm just naturally kind of a bigger guy.
Come on, dude.
So I didn't know. I had never biked.
380.
I had never biked. Yeah. Never biked. I had never biked.
Insane.
And so I
entendeu isso? 380 watts por 20 minutos. Never biked before.
Yeah, never biked. But I think it was just years of 100-mile run weeks.
I'm so jealous of that, man.
But again, I didn't really. Like I knew that was okay, right? I didn't know that was good, and so I just kind of kept doing Zwift stuff, and then I really started looking into the triathlon and sponsorships and winning races, and I was like, you can make
maybe there's a road.
Yeah,
there.
I think if you're a better in America at least, if you're a good pro triathlete rather than a good pro runner, you can make 5x as a triathlete than you could a runner, and obviously money's not everything, but I was gotta pay the bills somehow, right? Yeah. And the odds of me winning Kona are way higher than, beating East Africans, like they're so good. So America's, quite good at triathlon already. I just kind of did that. And again, I was kind of burnt out of running. And I had this whole new niche for biking, and I was just all over biking. I was like, man, if I would have started 5 years earlier, I'd be in Europe.
Become a pro cyclist.
Yeah, I'd be in Europe on a pro team for sure. That was my intro, and then raced that 70.3. It was the one with Lionel, Vincent, Louis.
That was your first one?
When Vincent got hit by the car. Yeah, so I got 5th in that race. It was Lionel, Vincent, Ellie Geens, Leiferman, and me. I got 5th, and I ran 109. And I remember Lionel walked up to me after the race, and he's like,
who are you?
Yeah, who are you? And I was like 21. And
I'm your fan.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm your biggest fan. We got a picture at the finish line. And I think he just kind of remembered me. And then that whole season, 2022, that's when he got second in the world at St. George. Yeah. And I think he kept an eye on me. And I went to 70.3 Cabo at the end of the year in November. And I ran 109 again. And I think he took notice because he had raced in Cabo years previous. And I outran him by 4 minutes or something. And running 109 in Mexico is quite hard. It's really hot. And he just texted me, and he was like, "Hey,
you can run."
Yeah, he's like, "Do you want to come out to Tucson?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
When?
Now? I'll come right now. And I basically went out there like January 1st, and I went out there for a whole year, and it was like the best experience of my life. So that was kind of my intro.
How do you think that like changed your trajectory?
Yeah, I think so. The year prior, So my first year as a pro in 2022, I had a few podiums and I won one race, so it was good. Mm-hmm. I had a decent following or whatever. But then I went to train with Lionel, and but
alone. You
alone,
no family.
Soph had a job. We had an apartment for till the end of the next year. So Soph literally stayed in Florida for 7 months by herself, like January to July, and I just went to Tucson by myself. I remember I drove there with like $200 in my bank account or something. It was terrible. And
This needs to work.
Yeah, I was like, this needs to work. I was doing like Uber Eats and stuff on the side too, and Lionel was gracious enough
See,
to.
you think it's all
Yeah,
fun
no,
and
no, no.
games? Or you had to do Uber
Yeah, I was
Eats?
doing Uber Eats, DoorDash,
Yeah.
obviously coaching a little bit. Lionel was gracious enough to pay for the place I was staying and give me like a little stipend to train with him. It was great, and he's very giving. Like he's the most giving. The best thing I learned from Lionel is he takes care of his team very well. So yeah, I think going there really opened my eyes to, like, you know, if you want to be the best in the world, this is what it looks like. Lionel's one of the best triathletes in the world, and he's one of the most marketable people in the world. So like to win races, to have YouTube, to have Instagram, to be a celebrity, I guess, whatever you want to call it, like you have to have both, and he does that really well. And obviously being around him bolstered my career. Obviously, like probably by 5 years, I'd have a big YouTube channel, I have a big Instagram. It's all thanks to just kind of being in the background of his stuff.
I think
So, yeah.
you also like captured like the essence of it in terms of like when you look at Lionel and you look at your content, it's not something that you it looks like you have to do it. It looks
Yep.
like you're doing it because it's part of your growth as like a person and an athlete. He does it to vent a lot.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to
100%.
go see, to look back at things and what he did right, what he did wrong.
Yep, and also too, like you touched on previously, Sophia and I have a full-time coaching business called Foley Athletics, and our biggest demographic is like 16 to 28-year-olds, and I just, you know, a lot of people just find us on YouTube or whatever, and you know, they're fans that are inspired. There are other kids that run in college and are like, dude, I want to do triathlon, and they find our videos, and yeah, it's just, you know, if I can just make a video and share some numbers, inspire some people, I love watching,
Yeah,
you know,
it's awesome.
Sam's, Lionel's, Backagars. I
Do
mean,
people from Brazil train with you?
I don't think we have anyone from Brazil, but we have 7 international people, like in Europe.
But
So-
they can.
But they can, yeah, 100%. In
Awesome.
Brazil, they can.
Awesome.
But yeah, so we're pretty international. So
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, that was kind of my whole like upbringing in the sport, I guess you would
Cool,
say. And then like last year, 2024 was my first year kind of like on my own, getting quite established, moving to Boulder. Yeah.
How's the swimming part of it been for you so far?
Yeah,
'Cause
excuse me.
That's probably the toughest one because
Yeah, I to be honest, I don't think I've ever really publicly or privately really complained about my swim. Like I started swimming during COVID, so 4-ish years ago. I swam, I don't know, 54 minutes in Kona. Granted, I mean, 7 minutes down, but 54 minutes, still not bad. Like I swam 53 minutes at Placid. At Placid, I set my 70.3 swim PR the first lap. I swam 25 minutes with Jackson Laundry and stuff and blew up. But yeah, it's gone fine, I think. I mean, obviously I'm not great.
it's a different background.
But
right?
it's just a different thing, right? Like I'm not gonna try to force it like a lot of other guys do. I'm just showing up to the pool every day. I'm getting better. I mean, I think when I first started, I was doing 50-second 50s, and now I can swim almost 50 minutes for an Ironman. So it's like, you know, it's hard,
You see
but
the
it's
progress, but
I
it's
see the
slow,
progress.
right?
Yeah, it's like that's one thing, you know, a lot of, not to call it like age group triathlon coaches or even pros, but some people just promise the world of like, sign up for this program or pay all this money and you're gonna 10x your time. It's like, I'm a terrible salesman. 'Cause I'm like, if you want to be good,
You're not.
It's gonna take 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You know what I mean? So I think my first 70.3, I swam 30 minutes or something. And now I swim 25. So it's like, this takes time. You know, I wish I could get good.
Get
you
that
know,
fast.
yeah, get that fast really
solution.
quickly. But unfortunately, I grew up running. You know, I didn't grow up swimming. But so it's been going good. I work with Sean Jefferson now, Holly Lawrence's husband,
Yeah.
part of their swim group. It's been really good to work with Sean on my swim because he doesn't come from a swim background. So
he
it's
gets
kind
you more.
of, he gets me more. You know, sometimes it's really hard and intimidating going to some of these swim practices with like these uber swimmers and these like old head swim coaches. And they're like, just do this and high elbow and all these swim terms. I'm just like, bro,
Doesn't
to
work
me
like
and
that.
age groupers, you're just like totally intimidating us and it's going all over our head. You know what I mean? So it's like, Sean's been great of like kind of dumbing it down, realizing like, you know, we got to take things slow, work in the right zones. And we also have 2 other sports to do too, right? You know, I'm going to save 1 minute in the swim if I put all this time into it, but it's like, I gotta ride 355 in Kona. Like I can't ride 405. You're gonna lose 10 minutes. So it's a give and take. So, but it's going good. It's going good.
Awesome. So since you touched on the subject, how was Kona? I saw
Kona-
you there.
Yep. Yes,
you
we're-
got there like
Yeah.
just on time for the race.
Yeah, I got there, I think, like Wednesday night and raced Saturday morning. I don't think I'm ever going to change that. I felt fantastic.
You did?
Yeah, I felt great.
No time zone difference.
So it was, I think you gain 4 hours. So
Yeah.
it's that's the good gain.
It's the
So
good
it's like
thing.
I woke
the
up.
bad thing is coming back.
Yeah, so I woke up at 4 a.m. and it was great. It's like 10 in Boulder.
Not even tired.
Not even tired. And if you go to Kona, it's super expensive to go there for a lot of days or whatever. So rather than spend that money, I just bought a first class ticket direct Denver to Kona. Literally sat with my feet up, got off the plane, rode my bike, slept 2 times, raced, and it went fantastic. Went almost fantastic. I swam.
It was going fantastic.
It was going fantastic. I was with I always say Lionel, but he's just the biggest name in the second pack. I was with the Lionel second pack group till the turnaround. It's like that 53-ish minute group. And then a gap kind of opened, and I think Cam Worth was right behind me, and I tried to bridge the gap, and I maybe could have, but it would have taken a really big effort. And I just like to keep be even keel in my racing, especially Kona. And I was like, I'm just going to swim. This sounds crazy, but I was like, I'm just going to swim zone 1 back to the pier. I don't need to try. I don't need to raise my heart rate. I got 7 hours left to race, and I know these guys are going to eat it on the run. Like, I'm just going to chill. So Cam went around me. He bridged on. I think I lost, 100 seconds or so to that second pack. But I came out of the water, I think I was 750 down. Heart rate was like 100. Felt great.
Transition felt fine.
Transition felt fine. Got the gap from Soph. Took the in-town section, so the first 10 kilometers, super chill. And I think Laidlow outbiked me the first 10K by 2.5 minutes, and then I outrode him by, I think, 20 seconds on the Queen K. Nice. So and then I had the second fastest bike. So I felt great. Like, coming down from altitude, super last minute, felt fantastic. I think I rode 4 flat. So super, and then I crashed right at the end, unfortunately.
But during the race, you were catching a bunch of guys, right?
Yeah, I think I right
Did you
before
have,
the dismount
an aim
line.
to catch someone, or were
I
you
just wanted to get to first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but I knew I was doing good because I was passing Braden Curry, Hansen. I was Gustav Backegard. I was passing players, and that's like, it's kind of fun when you come out. Like, I think there was 55 guys that raced Kona, and I came out of the water 53, and I come into transition in 16th. And I'm just like, like, you just feel so empowered when you're passing. Like, all
it's
respect,
different when you're fast swimming and you're being
100%.
passed.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I like, not to take anything from these guys, but passing like good guys like Backegard and stuff. It's like
Motivation.
David Goggins always says like taking people's soul. And it's like, dude, when I pass people on the bike, I like take their soul. It just feels so good. And so I just catch fire. And then Cam Worth rode with me. Or rode behind me, Cam. He didn't pull.
Cam, come on.
He pulled the last like 5 miles. It's fine. So me and Cam rode together the last like 30 miles, and I saw that last big climb right before, you know what I'm talking about?
Close to the airport?
Yep. Yeah. It's like a 5-minute climb.
Yeah.
I saw the Patrick Lane, RVB, Ben Canute group, and I was like, oh, that's the race. Like, that's perfect. And I think I was like 90 seconds down is what I took on my Garmin. Like, I could see him right there. And so I was just... Cam and I just took it kind of easy the last 8Ks.
You were in the race.
I was in the race. I was like, dude, it's time to run. So I was slamming gels and some salt pills real quick just to get ready. And then, dude, that last turn, like 100
Which one
feet.
Of the turns?
The last turn, like you take the right turn, and then that's the transition line.
Yeah.
I was,
Like on Palani?
Yep. Yeah. Like
literally
30
there.
seconds before the dismount line.
Oh, that must have hurt so much, man.
So most of the pros, they take their feet out of the shoes and then pedal on top of them for a few seconds before the dismount line. I did that. Unfortunately, I just let a little bit of slack go in one of the shoes, and the shoe it obviously sits like this. The heel clipped the ground of the ground, and the bike went. Phew. And my aero bars obviously like this. Both aero bars snapped. I landed right on my back. I'm missing all the skin on my back. Didn't know at the time, but ended up like kind of slightly tearing my left glute. And just missing all the skin on my back. Sat up. Craig Alexander was right there, and I just like hugged him and started crying for like 3 minutes.
That sucks.
And I was just in so much pain, embarrassed, the whole 9 yards. And then I literally just got on my bike. There's a picture of me riding like the last 30 seconds on my bike, and both my aero bars are just gone. And I tried to hobble through transition, and I was just, obviously because of the glute, I didn't know at the time, I was just in so much pain. And then I just started bawling. I started crying. I just had to sit on the ground, and I think they got a wheelchair. Thankfully, Scott Giroux was right there. I was actually Scott's dark horse pick for the race. It was kind of cool. But Scott was super nice. He ended up letting Sophie and my best friend Stu into the medical tent, which is like a big no-no, but he just said let him in. And they ended up like cleaning my back with like this brush thing because I had a bunch of asphalt in it. So yeah, it was really hard. And then I kind of handled it well. Like in the, I don't know, 10 days preceding that, like after that, I was like really high on myself because I was like, dude, I came off the bike a minute behind Patrick Lane and he just won the race. And like, I don't know if I'm as good as Patrick on the run, but I think I'm pretty good with Patrick on the run. Like Cam got 7th, and I know I'm a better runner than Cam. Like, I know I could have been done decent, right? Like top 10 for my first time. Like that would have been amazing. Awesome. I would have been pumped. So at first I was like riding that, like, oh, this is amazing. And then like, I kind of went back home to Florida, and then like it kind of just hit me. I was like, got really depressed and just kind of took the whole month of December off. Like I got sick and was dealing with a glute injury. I just got really depressed, and it was just really hard to deal with. And but yeah, now I'm coming back. I'm physically healthy, mentally healthy.
That's a hero's journey, man.
Yeah. It's just, it's not all
if it's all
up
easy.
And down.
It's not fun at all.
Yeah. So and now we're in March. I'm getting ready for Ironman Texas, and things are going good. So.
Awesome. So the plan this year is still Ironman, right?
Yeah, the full Ironman. I got presented a T100 contract. I think the T100 is awesome. I don't think I'm at that ability level yet. Maybe next year. But those guys are fantastic athletes. I think I need another year or two of development to truly be competitive, right? And then also too from a marketing standpoint, for no fault of their own, but Ironman is the monopoly, right? Yeah. That's what everyone cares about: age groupers, brands, sponsors.
Definitely.
That's where the money's at. And then personally, I like the Ironman. I want to win Kona. I want to win full Ironmans. So yeah, that's what I'm focusing on. I think, I know I want to focus on the Pro Series. I'm going to do Ironman Texas, Ironman Lake Placid, Nice, other Pro Series 70.3s, and try to land the, top 5, top 3 of the Pro Series.
I noticed you said Kona, but Nice is also the World Championship.
Yep.
Like for me as an age grouper, I don't even consider like going to Nice, especially because I have 2 kids at home. For sure. And doing a good Ironman takes a lot of time from the family, so I choose to put all my effort in trying to go to Kona.
Yep.
Does it feel the same for the pros? Like not for you just personally, but like in the environment. Like
I think a little bit.
Kona?
I think they do for sure. And I think you saw that last year with the guys and the girls. Personally, me, I'm still kind of going back and forth of like, do I want to really try to win Nice or do I want to really try to win the Pro Series? I think I'm kind of leaning towards I really want to try to win the Pro Series, and then really focus on like a single day classic Kona next year. So yeah, this year maybe working more on my consistency, durability, racing a bunch, trying to be really competitive in like a series long narrative, and then next year try to become a really good single day racer. So that's kind of where my mindset is right now.
Got it. Just to close this up, I wanted to get your thoughts and your feelings on the day that you won your first Ironman last year.
Yep.
And Lionel was in the race.
Yeah.
How was that? How did that feel?
Yeah, it was really emotional. I crossed the finish line and I started crying with like 100 yards to go.
Lake Placid, right?
Lake Placid, yep. It was at the end of July. It was like a culmination of like years, and even being as a kid or a runner, right? Like that was like the one like turning point in my career, right? Where it's like, man, I belong, right? Like I just beat Lionel Sanders. Marquardt was 7th at the World Champs last year. Like beat really good guys, and I don't want to sound cocky, but like it was so easy. Like, and that was what I gained a lot of confidence from. Like I ran that 2:36 on a hard course, and I was like, oh, dude, walk that, like easy.
I can go faster.
Yeah, I can go faster, and it's like I can push myself more, and all these things, and yeah, to race Lionel and to beat him was awesome. But he's a great sport. Like I passed him, like we were running like this. With like 6 miles to go, and I was like a minute behind Marquardt, and Lionel put out his hand and like gave me a high five, and he's like, go win. He's like, go win the effing race. And I was like, like, all right. Like, that fired me up. Yeah. I got goosebumps when he said that, and I was like, all right, time to bury this kid. And so yeah, it was good. It was just like a reassurance, right? Like I'm not doing the wrong thing, right? I'm at least halfway decent athlete, winning good races, and hopefully I can do this for a long time to come.
and it's how you deal with the downs.
Yep.
Right. So this time that you had your time to think,
Yep.
to mull it over, it's how you're gonna get back up that's gonna count. Excited to
100%.
see that, man.
Yeah, no, excited to have you guys on the team this year. So
Great,
I'm really
good to
looking
be with
forward
you.
to it.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for the talk.
For
That's
sure.
it, man.
Yeah, beautiful. I'll talk to you guys later.